Story. I had this entire thing written out on a doc and copy-pasted it all in here. Somehow this entire chapter has been deleted off both Wattpad and Google Docs, which seems a little odd, but oh well. I am going to try my best to rewrite it, but if there are plot holes in the future, I apologize. I actually wrote all this ages ago and I can't really remember what happened. Anyway, this will be a shorter chapter and you'll have to use your imagination, but please bear with me. With love. The atmosphere inside the arena was tense. The crowd knew exactly what to expect, and even so they were muttering amongst themselves, pointing and chuckling. Even the crew were starting to get nervous. The gate had opened, but the snake seemed to not want to come out. The crew kept a close eye on their captain, noting how his eyes widened in shock. Or awe. That's so fricking cool, he yelled, grinning from ear to ear. Sanji and Zoro face-palmed and let out an exasperated sigh. That moron is going to have his organs stung if he doesn't get his head out of his ass and take this seriously. He already took a bit of a beating on that last fight. He's bleeding. Zoro whined. Chopper peeked over the rim of the bench, his brows furrowing. Come to think of it, his movements are a bye. He was cut off by a roar from the crowd as the beast struck, making a beeline for the unsuspecting captain. Unfortunately, Luffy was quite hard to catch off guard. He yelped and darted out of the way, vanishing in the cloud of dust left behind by the snake. Nobody moved. Not in the crowd, nor up in the VIP lounge. The top of the snake's back could be seen, churning and striking, though all it succeeded in doing was churning up more dust. Suddenly Zoro stuck out a finger. There, he announced. Sure enough, if you knew what you were looking for, Luffy's hands were just barely visible above the smoke. He's taking advantage of the low visibility. Sanji added, unusual moment of brightness from our dimwit of a captain. The others all nodded, leaning in even more, knowing something was about to happen. Sure enough, the dust began to swirl. Slowly at first, and then faster and faster until it was like a cyclone, engulfing the entire field. Luffy's battle cry could be heard along with a deafening thud, 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 thud. Finally there was a loud yell from down in the arena and the snake, looking completely dazed, went soaring up into the air. It didn't show any signs of slowing down, even as it smashed into the roof of the facility and traveled right through, vanishing into the distance. The dust cloud started to clear and Luffy was revealed, standing in a bloody smear on the ground. He was down on one knee, his head lowered and breathing heavily. One hand was on the ground while the other wrapped around his stomach. Is he okay? Nami asked. The game master looked unsure himself. I have no clue what happened down there, but if Angel had got him good enough to draw blood, I think it would be apparent, even from up here. He assured them. The crew nodded along half-heartedly as the crowd broke out of their state of confusion and started to cheer. The game master muttered something to the guard inside the door about retrieving Angel, and the man nodded and hurried off. Finally the game master picked up the mic. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. He hollered, raising a hand above his head. Monkey D. Luffy of the Straw Hat Pirates has taken down our beautiful beast, Angel. We must take haste and move into the next round, because that poor boy must be getting tired. The crowd boomed and Luffy lifted his head, staring at the door ahead with vicious intent. Bring it on, he declared. Where stories live. Discover now.